Hey there, welcome to another episode of Football Everyday, coming to you live and direct as usual from the studios here at Menara Star in PJ. I'm Nelsen. Joining me today, Ben Ibrahim and Zheng, Guan, of course. Looks like you're all ready for the Euros, eh? The t-shirt, but we will get to the Euros in a couple of months. Tell you what, another weekend gone by, and yet again in terms of the title race, the plot thickens, guys. I mean, look, leading by 4-2 at home against Everton, Man United contrived to draw that one 4-4 in the end. I mean, so quite evidently, Ben, defense has been a problem for United all season, right? And I mean, the combination of Fellaini and Jelavic exposed that once again.
Well, 4-5-1 against a very, very combative, expansive, offensive Manchester United.
Yep.
You would think Manchester United would take Everton, take us to the cleaners, but full credit to Everton for being stubborn. But United need to look at the defense, Nelson. That was terrible. They should have shut that shop. Actually, should have won that game about 5-6-2.
Yeah.
Seriously,
If
to be very fair.
if they had scored the fifth one, it would have been 5-2 and it probably would have been game over, right?
But they were complacent with about 7 minutes to go, so they shot themselves in the foot. United.
I mean, so Ben, you support Everton, but kind of root for Man U as well. So I mean,
Do I? No. Where'd you get that from?
Did you have a bit of a bittersweet feeling in this one?
Well, I
mean,
didn't want the title to go to Manchester City, to be fair, so I wouldn't have complained too much if we lost. But because Everton best position will finish this season, 7th, 8th, worst case scenario 9th or 10th. So no real significance for that match. But Manchester United, had they defeated Everton, had they played defense for 94 minutes. Yes, even though they would lose to Manchester City, hypothetically next week, the title is still theirs for the taking. But Man United always do it the hard way. So yeah.
You're right. Okay. Well, I tell you what. After United were held to that thrilling draw, Manchester City, as expected, ground out a 2-0 win over Wolves at Molineux. I mean, a great opening goal by Sergio Aguero, and a second from Sami Nasri made sure of the points. So job done for Roberto Mancini, leaving them nicely prepared for the upcoming Manchester derby.
Of course, I mean, Wolves hasn't been playing good football at all this season. So I mean, if they were gonna go down, losing to Man City in a 2-0 way, it was a job well done by Man City. I mean, I expect them to beat Man U next week. Next week. Why not? Why not?
Brian will disagree.
Why not?
But I mean, speaking of the drop, Ben, that result also saw Wolves' relegation all but confirmed. But this is something we've expected all along the show, right?
Bye Wolves, hello Reading. So Reading got promoted, and look, full credit to Wolves for trying. I mean, you feel for them. They try hard. They're a hard-working team. They give it a red-hot go for the full 95 minutes.
They just didn't have the quality to stay.
Exactly. They don't have the quality. I mean, their defense. I've said this over and over again. Every show sounding like a broken record. It's terrible. It's bad.
So hopefully they'll come back next year. Well, another notable game over the weekend saw Chelsea holding Arsenal to a 0-0 draw at the Emirates. Other than a couple of chances, nothing extraordinary about this one, right?
Well,
but of the two, Keng, Arsenal would be happier with the point?
No, I don't think so. I think we'll be more happy with the point because our plan was to set up and not to lose. It was a Barcelona training match. If you look at it that way, because Arsenal plays similar to Barcelona, so it was a Barcelona training match. We didn't want to lose, and we made 8 changes in the game, and we got a positive result. And now Arsenal are in trouble now because we are in the Champions League final. They need to finish third to stay in the Champions League.
But don't you think, Roberto Di Matteo is still trying for third? No? Or is he giving that up?
It doesn't matter whether he tries for third or not, because at the end of the day, we still win the Champions League. I'm quite positive.
Ben and I will put a wager.
I'm quite feeling pretty positive with that.
Meanwhile, impressive Newcastle kept up their flying form as they thumped Stoke City at home by 3-0 without reply, obviously. Well, following the win, Alan Pardew has come out and voiced his belief that his side can now make it into the Champions League, Ben. So would you say he's got every reason to believe?
Well,
based on their performance, based on his
will
players'
play a
confidence?
big part, because if Chelsea
provided they finish third,
win the Champions League, and even though they finish 4th,
then
no
they're
way
going to the Europa League.
But I hope for the neutrals' perspective, the neutrals' perspective, that Newcastle do make it, because they've got some great players. Cisse, Colaccini made the EPL 11.
And they've surpassed almost everyone's
expectation. Look, Man United, your Manchester United, one Demon Bar in their side. So, alert. I mean, they've got some great talent. But if Alan Pardew can hold on to this side, this will be a great side for 2013.
Alright, well, speaking of the Champions League, a team that was third not too long ago in the shape of Spurs are now down to fifth after a surprising 1-0 loss to Queen's Park Rangers at Loftus Road. I mean, football can be funny in so many ways, right, Keng? But funnily enough, Harry Redknapp won't be laughing at Adel Tarab now. right?
Well, I'm not that surprised when Spurs result. It's Spurs after all. I mean, they tend to self-destruct sooner or later. In this case, later. Other Tyra was a good player. He got a red card. So anyway, Spurs, nah, they just didn't had the extra gas in the tank to make the final top 4 in the last 10 games. Pretty awful actually.
Well, it's not out of the reach just yet, Ben. But I mean, based on that performance, I mean, if you're gonna, if you want third, you have got to at least not lose to a side like QPR. Right?
Here's an interesting stat: 1 win in the last 9 league games.
Yep.
You're not gonna make the Champions League by putting in results like that. And
that's true.
If you look at their possession, they dominated that game about 60%. I mean, yes,
which everyone expected them to.
Yeah, which everybody expected them to. But look, QPR, Wigan, Bolton, Aston Villa, these guys are fighting not to get relegated.
Yep.
So you have to take these guys seriously. So they deserve that loss, because you did not respect the opposition. So go figure.
So. Okay, well, that win has taken Rangers 3 points clear of the relegation zone for now. So they look okay, but Blackburn are still hanging on too after a fine 2-0 win over Norwich City at Ewood Park. I mean, Ben, were they good for the win?
Yes, they played better. Full credit to them. They played really, really well. And Steve Keane has come out and said, look, we need 7 points to survive the league. And I think a lot of fans in that game were chanting for him to be sacked. And that's not what you need to hear when you're
at a time like this. Right.
Trying to avoid relegation. But I have to give the man, what's the word I'm looking for? The resilience, that stubbornness, that perseverance to keep marching on.
Thick face.
Very thick face and thick skin. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, because he's done really, really well. And on that note, I hope Blackburn do survive, but I don't think so.
I mean, would you agree with Ben? I mean, look, 7 points. Can they get the 7 points?
No.
So you see them going down with Wolves?
Yeah. Blackburn, no.
Bye Blackburn.
Bye Blackburn.
We've seen them in the.
Let's bring Cardiff back to the Premier League.
Okay, well, hold on to your thoughts as it is time for our first break. Well, only break here on Football Every Day, and we'll be right back with more chat and banter as well as a look at the big Manchester derby real soon. So stay tuned to your seats. See you in a while. Hope you're still glued to your seats. Welcome back to the second segment of Football Every Day. Tell you what, the league continues this weekend, and squeaky bum time it certainly is, guys. So
yes.
Before we preview the big Manchester derby, relegation battle is Wigan are at home to Champions League chasing Newcastle. Based on your assessment of Newcastle earlier in the show, Ben, should Wigan expect a tough time?
I think this will be a draw. Both sides will fight to the very last minute. So Newcastle, they're riding on a high at the moment.
Yeah,
but sometimes
so are Wigan in a way.
So are Wigan in a way, but sometimes all good things have to come to an end. So, yeah, Wigan are chasing it, and they don't want to get relegated. And Newcastle, they want the Champions League. So, I think it'll be tough. I think there'll be a man sent off, and I think it'll be a draw.
Okay, well, meanwhile, Bolton travel to Sunderland looking to rack up some crucial points as well. So does this one have a draw written all over it, perhaps?
No, I think Bolton will get it. I'm actually backing Bolton to survive the drop. I mean, they've been pretty awful whole season, but I think they've always shown that they got a great spirit in the squad somehow or other. I think the Mwamba, just got the whole team going. So I think they'll just about do enough to get a positive result. 1-0, 2-0, yeah, they'll do it.
Second away win in a row then. We'll see what happens. But over at Carrow Road, Norwich City welcome Kenny Dalglish's Liverpool. The Reds played well against West Brom last weekend, no doubt, Ben. But they were a bit unlucky. But I mean, you think that luck could change against
you've got to
Norwich?
Be clinical moving forward.
They seem to like it in the post.
Dirk Kuyt, post Luis Suarez, and post Maxi Rodriguez skyrocketed over the bar. Look, doesn't matter. You've got to finish it, and they can't finish. And look, Kenny Dalglish said after the game, I don't know. I don't know what happened. So when a manager says that after the game, I mean, look, Mr. J. Henry will look at it and say, you don't know what you're doing? Okay, I'll find someone else who will know what they're doing. So yeah, I think King Kenny, his days are over. Liverpool will lose this match 2-0, but somehow they will save all their reserves for the FA Cup final against
which they'll probably lose as well.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, really optimistic, eh? Okay, well, on Sunday, Kung's Chelsea take on Queen's Park Rangers at Stamford Bridge. I mean, Rangers, as we said, have been playing well over the last few games. So can the Blues, you think, brace themselves for a test? Or should they win this one, especially now that they're buoyed by the fact that they're in the Champions League final?
We are definitely going to brace ourselves for a test, because looking at the current team right now, we don't have a first choice centre-back. Kerry Kay was injured. David Lewis is injured. So we have John Terry, but who's going to play with him? Bozingwa? No.
Sam Hutchinson.
Paulo Ferreira?
No. Probably they move Ivanovic into the middle, but then we get another problem, right back.
Yeah, you can put Fernando Torres at the back.
He did score though. So I mean, it'll be a close game. They did beat us once earlier in the season. So I suppose close 3-1, I suppose.
To Chelsea.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, so you're happy about the Champions League result as well?
Of course.
I mean, it was,
of course.
If Torres scores, you've got to win, right?
Of course. Well, we've showed Man City how to beat Napoli. We've shown Man U how to beat Benfica. Now we showed the world how to beat Barcelona.
Wow, that's a pretty good assessment all in one.
It's true, but it hurts.
Yeah, especially for United fans, I think.
Ouch.
Well, okay, and White Hart Lane, a Spurs side that has somewhat well, hold on, that's the what I was saying. Yeah, they face Blackburn Rovers, are looking for a pick-me-up. I mean, look, no team could be more dangerous than one fighting for their lives, as you said earlier on the show, Ben. So, can they get a result against Harry Redknapp's team, or do you see Spurs bouncing back?
Both teams will fight. Really depends if Adebayo plays. If Adebayo plays, I think Spurs should win. But if he doesn't play, they have to play this sort of 4-5-1 formation away from their usual tried and trusted 4-4-2. So, tough one to call, fellas, but I say Adebayo plays, they win. Adebayo doesn't play, draw.
Okay, nicely done.
Yep.
Well, and on Monday night, what is arguably the biggest game of the season, takes us to the Etihad for Manchester Derby Round 2. The FA Cup aside, we all know what happened in the first derby, where 10-Man United were properly beaten in front of their home fans. So, are you expecting a win for your team at Fortress Etihad?
My team, they're not my team, but I do like the way they play. But yeah, Manchester United, no. I've said this before a couple of weeks back, and I'll say it again. High scoring draw, 2-2 or 3-3.
But United will take a draw, right?
Look, United will take a draw. Yeah, definitely.
I'm sure their aim would not be to lose.
Well,
right?
their aim will be quite defensive in the first 45 minutes. But you've got to be aware of Manchester City. They've got guys like Aguero, Tevez,
David Silva,
Milner, Nasri, guys who can really, really open it up, and they're great passes on the ball as well. So, got to be really careful. I wouldn't be surprised if United drafted Berbatov back into this game to play a very conservative 4-5-1.
Or they could
score a couple of important goals before you leave the club.
Or they could just take a defensive lesson from Chelsea.
Because you need someone to hold. You need someone to hold the ball. Berbatov is still the best at that, despite his lack of pace.
Definitely.
So yeah, I think United City high scoring draw. It could maybe go to another 4-4.
Wow.
Let's hope.
But that'd be great for the neutrals. I mean, Kung, would you agree with Ben's assessment?
No.
I mean, Roberto Mancini has said Balotelli might even play. Do you think he's playing mind games, or do you think it's true?
Yeah, he has been desperate all season. I mean, he brought Tevez back. But I think the deciding factor with Tevez, so I think City would take a win. 1-0, 2-1, yeah. Close game, but they win.
So you say City to win?
City to win?
Okay.
Wow, so would City win the title in the end? After, if they beat United?
If they beat United, then if they lose the title...
Let's not forget, they got Newcastle. They got Newcastle the week after.
Well, Newcastle, Newcastle would not be threatening City that much. So if they beat United, title should be theirs.
We'll hold you to that.
Well, yeah, we will. Okay, well, thanks a lot for your thoughts, guys. Pleasure as usual. Well, it is the end of the show. But if you want to drop us a line, do send it to us at football@thestar.com.my. Ben, Kung, great as usual.
Thanks,
Pleasure having your company as well. Till we'll see you next week, same time, same place. Thanks for watching Football Every Day. See you real soon.